Katz and Cosby, entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Well, let's go to KT McFarland. You guys, breaking news on Iran.
Breaking news, WABC.
And joining us now is former Deputy National Security Advisor under President Trump, KT McFarland. KT, there's a lot of very passionate reactions. That's a nice way to say it. After the memorandum came out today, President Trump unveiling the 14 points. What do you think? And you can see there are a lot of people who are a little unhappy.
Look, I think it's a great plan. It may not be a satisfying plan because we would like to see all the mullahs in the IRGC lined up and shot, but that's not a very realistic plan to do that, to have them all shot. Why? First of all, the people who say that the mullahs and the IRGC are even more powerful, no, they're not. They have an economy in shambles. They have a military that's been completely defanged. They don't have a defense industrial base left. They can't make more missiles. They don't have proxies. Those guys have all been eliminated. And we are now going to be able to watch everything they do with their funds. We now have complete visibility on all of their offshore money, all of their cryptocurrencies, so we can see what they're spending their money on. So I don't buy this that somehow the mullahs are all empowered. I think that what we've now seen, secondly, is that there seems to be several groups in Iran. The pragmatists, the crazies and the craziers, but at least the little crazy guys, the pragmatists, they know they've got a country of 91 million people to run. And so they know that they've got to cooperate with the United States or they don't get the funds. They don't get the money. They can't do the rebuilding. The thought is it's going to be $1 trillion of rebuilding. It's going to take them at least a decade. So if you think you're just going to take 91 million people and put them into dire bankruptcy and destitution for a decade, that's a breeding ground for terrorism and extremism. The other thing I would point out is that everything President Trump has talked about, they don't get a nickel unless they behave, unless they do what we want them to do, not only with the nuclear weapons, but with regard to their military and all the other things they've got to do to rebuild. So, I think that this is the best possible world that you could have, because you don't have regime change unless you got a new regime that's ready to come in, and there isn't one. There's not some opposition party that's going to immediately move into the leadership position. And we sure as heck don't want to occupy and have to be the leadership position. But on the other hand, we shouldn't just walk away like Obama did with Libya, get rid of a dictator and then hope that the best happens, and the best never happens. So I think it's a very good plan that President Trump has, especially because it's performance-based. We could bomb them again tomorrow if they don't obey. We can shut down their currencies again if they don't obey. So I think he's got a prospect of a peace, but then he's looking ahead to what happens next, and that's a Middle East that's economically thriving.
And KT, obviously that would be a great thing if there's, freedom and peace and all those other things. I'm just going to play skeptic just because I was listening to some of our friends like Trey Gowdy and people like that. Right. Trey Gowdy really was very disappointed with this deal. He said that, President Trump is making Iran richer, that this deal essentially is making Iran richer by allowing them to get access to this, the reconstruction, even though it's not U.S. dollars. There's money's fungible, as we're talking about. He also said that we had all this leverage. I think he believes, and we've had Jack Keane on the show too. Right. Jack Keane certainly believes that there was another like 20% of targets to hit, and that the job should have been finished and pummeled them.
Those are the 20% of the targets that we hit if they break the agreement. I mean, I guess I'm just somebody who's been around the Vietnam War and the Afghanistan and Iraq, and every time we do a regime change that we force on somebody and we try to impose new leadership, it doesn't work. Slow rolling regime change is exactly what we want to happen, and that could occur over months, weeks, who knows. But the idea that the mullahs are somehow stronger, they're not. They don't have any money. And the minute they get out of line, they get bombed again. They get their money shut down. And again, it's not satisfying.
KT, don't they get money? Don't they get money at the? No. Hold on 1 second. Don't they get money on the Strait of Hormuz the minute it opens? Because he's saying unrestricted sales. Don't they get money? They'll be able to sell oil.
They will be able to sell oil, but the minute they start misbehaving, that shuts down again. The Armada's going nowhere. It could turn back on tomorrow, and we could bomb We could bomb Carg Island. We could do a lot of damage to whatever is remaining of their military infrastructure, should we choose to do it. It's all performance-based. And, okay, so maybe people think that the better thing to do would just be to line them all up and shoot them, but I don't think that augurs well for a country of 91 million people. I think so look, we've got the opportunity to punish them all. That was the problem with Obama. He never had any punishment mechanism if they broke the deal.
Right, he had zero.
Zero. It was just a strong note to follow. President Trump has the Armada standing by, ready to bomb.
That Armada is not going away.
Yeah, and he made that clear today. I did like that part, believe me. I like that part where he said, we are locked and loaded and ready the minute they break it. And he said, and believe me, we'll use it.
To me, this is the only resolution of the situation that has a prospect of a peaceful generation. Anything else, either leaving a powerful mullet, they're not powerful. They don't have any proxies. Obama didn't do anything, right? The proxies remained. The missile systems were there. The nuke program, they could have nukes within a decade. Obama had none of this other stuff. President Trump has done what Reagan did in the Cold War. It's called the anaconda theory, by the way. It's the anaconda policy, where you have a snake that just sort of wraps itself around and around and around and strangles them. And so what Trump did was got rid of the proxies, got rid of the terrorists, got rid of the finances, and then with the military operation, got rid of their military and their army, and their navy, their air force, their command and control, their missile defense systems in Syria, understands where the money is now. We now have complete visibility of all the banks. So let's say Iran says, okay, we're going to sell our oil tomorrow. We're going to make all this money. We're going to build hospitals. We're going to see if they're building hospitals. If they're not building hospitals, if they're starting to rebuild nuclear sites, terrific. We'll bomb the nuclear sites and we'll cut off the money.
And, KT, the one thing is the markets are very smart. The price of oil is down to $74.95.
Wow.
The lowest it's been in a while. So all the nuclear scientists that are looking for negatives, the markets who put up real money are the smart ones. Oil is down to $74.95. The interest rates did not go up as people were saying, oh, it's got to go up, They're full of crap. And Rudy Washington, you congratulated me before. What did you say before?
I congratulated you before, and I think Steve was in the room the last time.
We have a witness?
We have
a witness? All right.
Where the experts were saying it would take the summer for the price of oil to come down if there was an agreement. It would take several months.
And Secretary Wright saying that oil is going to go up till 2027.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and I said he was full of crap.
No,
yes, you did. That was a doozy.
You said within a week, John.
Exactly.
I asked you that question. You said within a week the price of oil goes down and the price of gasoline at the tank goes down.
KT, I walked in and I bowed. I said, I got to give it to you, Kat. You called it. And KT, I want to say something that I was saying to them in preparation for the show. You're the first person I've heard say it, and which was the most important thing. The Obama agreement created a glide path for a nuclear bomb within 10 years, which would have been 2025. So could you imagine the way they are dug in the Straits of Hormuz, if they had a nuclear bomb or several, what they would be doing to the world? The whole world would be hostage.
But you're right. So they would have nukes that hold the whole world hostage. But 5 minutes after they had nukes, everybody gets nukes because the Saudis will buy the Pakistani nukes. And somebody else will buy North Korean nukes. And so all of a sudden, you'd probably see countries from Turkey, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Israel, we know already has nukes, Iran, they would all have nukes.
And KT, I have a problem with a president basically trying to clean up his image.
Oh, Obama.
Yes.
Oh,
President,
it's horrible.
His image against Trump's deal with his deal, and there's no comparison.
By the way, I think it's disgraceful. KT, isn't there sort of always, I've covered presidents for how many decades, there's always sort of a gentleman's promise that you don't necessarily, especially at a time of war, my goodness, Obama should shut his mouth.
Well, do you think he's a gentleman? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, maybe I'm being too kind. You're right, KT, maybe I'm being too kind. But I mean, to me, it's really distasteful, to Rudy's point, that he's trying to like reincarnate his image and reconstruct. And he is trying to make it sound like this is the exact same deal. Our deal was even better, which I don't think this deal is great. I'll be honest with you, but I will say it's a heck of a lot. There's no comparison. Exactly. I agree with you. It's a heck of a lot better than anything Obama had. Judge Weinberg.
I'll agree with KT that I think Obama is reprehensible.
Oh, what about the rest of it?
The rest of it, I'm going to file a dissenting opinion for breakfast in the Hamptons.
Oh, there you go. KT, you heard it. Extra coffee. Wait. Hold on. We got to get your mic on here. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
I was just going to say reprehensible, just like the structure and the design of his new library.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
Boy, yeah.
Concurring opinion with the Congresswoman.
Yes, that is a doozy. Well, KT, thank you so much. We love you. Let's see where this goes. And boy, we're all praying for peace and praying for President Trump's success with us. Thank you.
Thanks, KT.
Thank you.